right, welcome back here to the Hill. So Mitch McConnell, Senate Minority Leader, announcing today that this will be his last year as the top Republican in the Senate. McConnell citing two factors: his age, 82.
Father Time remains undefeated. I'm no longer the young man sitting in the back, hoping colleagues would remember my name. It's time for the next generation of leadership.
McConnell also gave a nod to the current dynamic among Republicans, here in Washington.
Believe me, I know the politics within my party at this particular moment in time. I have many faults. Misunderstanding politics is not one of them. I believe more strongly than ever that America's global leadership is essential.
All right, Tiffany. So he said he's 82, and you recognize he's getting older. He also gives a nod to that the GOP, he didn't say this, might be the party of Trump. And is that why he is out?
I don't think so, no. You know, the Republican Party owes Mitch McConnell actually a debt of gratitude. They probably don't want to hear this, but he was instrumental in securing, the majority of conservative judges.
Trump trashed him.
It doesn't matter. McConnell's done good things for our party, and I deeply respect him. I think it's a smart decision to step down. The average age in America is 38, so it is time for new leadership.
Is that really the average age in
yes.
this country? Huh. Learn something new.
So it's time for new
almost 30
leadership.
Years over the average age in the U.S.
I respect his decision, and I think, Mitch McConnell is good in the Senate. He's good for our party. And going forward, we are conservatives at the end of the day that want the best for the American people. And as long as Trump continues to talk about the issues that are deeply affecting American people, he will win. I mean, you can look at the numbers. You can look at Biden's numbers. They're not great.
We'll see in about 8 months. But here's the deal. McConnell owes the Democrats at least one Supreme Court justice. Stole one, and he's a wily figure. He's a wily figure. The health issue, freezing in front of the camera, we talked about that.
We've all seen it, so he can't escape it.
It's a real health issue.
Right.
I saw that with my father. I've shared that with you all, and I think it's a health issue. He's had his sister-in-law passed away, and it just seems like the time. But Donald Trump, and this being the party of Trump, and given his age, I think the fight, he loves the political fight, but he understands that he's not winning that political fight in 2024.
What is it, Julia?
I think it's a number of factors, really the perfect storm right now. I think the party is not what it once was. His branch of the party might not be as powerful. You're seeing the rise of, obviously, the very ultra-right conservative House Republicans, figures like J.D. Vance, a rising star within the party, different from Mitch McConnell, but also the age factor. And that comes at a time, when President Biden is getting criticized for his age, some pushback, President Trump, obviously Dianne Feinstein passing away last year. So I think it was really the perfect storm for Trump.
Why today? He was 82 yesterday. Donald Trump yesterday was just as powerful as he was.
Well, look, he's doing the right thing. He's doing what Joe Biden probably should have done.
So I was about to say there's some Democrats who would like Joe Biden to say that very same thing, or a version of it.
Or that Joe Biden should have done that in 2022 after the midterms were over. But what McConnell is trying to do is give space to his party to have a very difficult conversation that they're going to have, and that'll be shaped by who wins and who loses and how many of what faction. But let me just very, very quickly say, Mitch McConnell is probably, almost certainly, the most consequential lawmaker of my lifetime. He is the most consequential lawmaker that I have covered. He has done more to shape the way that Congress works. It sometimes doesn't work. And he is a master legislative tactician. And we will feel, he and Nancy Pelosi, we didn't know it at the time, but for a period of time in the United States, we had two real titans who were institutionalists trying to hold the Congress together from very different points of view.
So Senate Republicans will eventually have a decision to make on who should be their leader. Some are actually celebrating this decision today within the Republican Party. Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.